Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jean. Okay, this is, part 3 for the junk journal. We're going to continue on doing a few more pages and then we'll probably do some, start some decorating next week. So let's see, I think the first thing I want to do is these book pages, some of them that are kind of white on the back. You know, it's okay, it's good writing space, but it's a little lighter than I like. This I'll keep because I'll probably cover quite a bit of it. But on the back side, I will put just more of a neutral paper on though. You'll still be able to journal on it, but it'll match a little better, I think. Let's see what we have here. I need my cutter up here. One of my many cutters. All right, so let's measure what we need. Let's see, about 3 1/4 by about 4 3/4. Okay, let's see, which one do I want to use? Maybe I'll use this one. So go to 4 3/4. If I can hold it down straight. By 3 1/4. 1/4 there. Okay. Move this aside. All right, and we're just gonna add that on there. We're gonna leave a little teeny border. You see that? Just a little teeny border. I don't mind a little bit of the white, but I don't want all that to show. And that doesn't really matter. You just pick your side that you like better. And then we're gonna go ahead and ink our edges. And again, you can ink as much as you like. I will show you some things that I do. Okay, sometimes I'll take, you can see I just barely did the edges. And sometimes I'll take and just kind of get some of the corners a little bit more. Dirty up the sides a little bit. You can kind of play around with it however much you want. You can kind of see that I darken the corners a little bit. And you can do whatever you want. Okay, now let's put some glue on. Make sure I had the right side. Again, I'm using my glue stick, which I'll use pretty much throughout the whole project. Just because it doesn't show the glue as much, I don't think. Just make sure you get the whole paper, especially around the edges. Gotta wipe today. I came a little bit more prepared. Huh? Am I ever prepared? No. You think I am. So I just want to leave a little bitty border here. Got a couple seconds to play with it. Goodness sakes. I'll get it straight. Or not. Boy, I'm going to struggle today, huh? Okay, bring it down a little bit. Okay, just make sure you rub it down good. Okay. There, now you can still write on it. We'll do a little decorating on it too. But we want some writing spaces. And that's up to you. If you like a lot of writing spaces or you decorate as much as you want. Okay, so there's that one. That'll be the same size. Let's use a little different color one. 4 3/4. And of course yours will probably be different size unless you're using the kits that I showed you in the very first video, which I will link all those again in all these other videos. We'll link everything. This one I don't have to ink much because it's already darkened there. But along here, we'll want to put a little bit of ink on. I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I hope you're actually working along with me and giving it a try. Junk journals can be intimidating. Just don't let it scare you from not doing it. It is just a junk journal, and there is no right or wrong way to do these. I'm not saying I'm no professional. I just kind of do what I like. And I don't worry about it. I don't worry about if it looks, you know, good or not. You're going to cover a lot of it up with all your ephemera and all that stuff. So don't worry about if you have mistakes. Okay. Now I think, let's see what else we have. These ones I won't cover because they're a little darker on the back side. Of course, we'll be putting some embellishments and all that stuff on, some ephemera, some decorations. Let's see if we have any more. I think I have a couple more white sheets back here. There we go. That one. And again, let's take this one again. You guys probably, I don't know if you've seen me use this cutter before. I keep this one mostly upstairs, but my blades are getting a little, I need some replacement blades on the Cricut, and they're getting harder to find. I heard, I'm not sure if it's true, that Cricut is discontinuing this. So, I brought this one down, which I really, really like. I have both sizes of the Caterpillar. This is their, what they call the Caterpillar crop, the one that you can take on the crops with you, and it's got the arm that opens up, and it does light up. I don't use a light. I don't even think I have batteries in it. Nope, I don't even have batteries in it. The light doesn't really, you know, for me, I don't need the light on it. But I really like that one. I have the large one also. But the large one's really too big to use when I'm taping. Takes up the whole table. Wouldn't be as easy to see. So I keep that one mostly upstairs. I know, probably a few too many cutting machines, right? But I like to test different ones when I hear about one. And if I don't like it, I pass it on to someone else. But I really like the Caterpillar line. Really like their two cutters. There's I think it's by Dress Me Crafts. It's supposed to have one that's similar to the Cricut one, so I have to look into that. It's not like I really need another one, but get some of that off my hands before we actually get it all over our project. Now, you don't have to do this. You can keep your backs white. It also helps your book pages. Book pages are really, really thin. And depending on, you know, like if you get them, if you use older books or where you get them from, they can be rather thin. So I just like, it gives it a little bit more stability too also. And there should be one more there then. So we'll cut one more. And we'll use this one. 4 3/4, but I'm going to get rid of some of that on this one, I think. 3 1/4. Okay. And again, I'm still using the Vintage Photo from Tim Holtz Distress ink, which I like because it gives it that, you know, like little distress look. Okay. Ink that one up. Again, you can use tape if you like, if you're a tape user. I used to use, when I first started, I used to do tape like all the time. But then I'm like, it takes so long to do the tape for one. And tape is a little bit more expensive in my book, I think, than the glue. I was using that what's that, ATG gun? The ATG gun, I think it's called. Oh, that was the gun is just too big. It's so hard on my arthritis. And then they started getting some different glues out there on the market. So I started trying different glues and found something I like. Okay, let me make sure I have my book the right way. Nope, this way. Okay, what do we want to do next? Let me move some of this so I can see my papers. Okay, I want to make some big pockets. Now, normally, I would have, you know, put a long sheet in here. I would hook the long, and then we would have folded it over to make a pocket. Of course, I would have cut the top off, but I didn't want to confuse you guys too much in the first book. So I'm going to show you another option to make pockets, because not everybody has the 8.5 by 11 sheets. You might just have small sheets. So that's why I didn't want to do it this way, okay? So how I'm going to do it, we're going to make some pockets just by adding another piece of paper over the top, okay? We're going to pick some of these different ones that we're going to cut down. And we're going to make pockets out of some of these. I've got some of these. Let's see, this one I don't think I'll use for a pocket. I think I'll just stick with these. And we'll use some of these. So where do we want to put some? Let's look. Let's go ahead and take right about here. And we'll put a pocket. Let's go ahead and measure what we need here. Again, these are, I'm going to go with 5.5 on it. And we'll do 5.5 by, let's stick with, I'll try to stay away from the 8s. So we'll go with 3.5. 5.5 by 3.5. Let's go that way so we can stay away from the 8s for you guys. And let's just pick any one of these, I guess. So let's just cut it down here. I'm going to take this one. So we want 3.5. I want to see where I want to sacrifice some design. I'm going to take a little bit off this side first, right up to about the flowers. I need 3.5. And this thing cuts really, really, really well. Okay, now let's go 5.5. Let's cut a little bit off the bottom. Well, we'll start with the top. We can take right up to about there. I don't want to lose too much of my flower up there. And then 5.5. Ooh, look at that. Almost perfect. See what that little sliver I could get off? Cut beautifully. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. So we're just going to put it on here like that. I think I want to go, yep, nope, that looks good. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a punch first. I'm just taking, I have a 1-inch hole punch. You can use that any size. We're going to put it in. We're going to estimate our middle and go about halfway or so. All we're making is a thumb pull. Just like that. Not too bad for eyeballing. I'm going to buy, I eyeball. I don't have time for measuring most of the time. So most of the time I will just eyeball. Okay. So I want some big pockets for some tall tags. So we want to add some of them. Now all these are optional. You guys do not have to do the same thing I am doing. Do what you like. You could just leave it all plain and not put any pockets or anything like that in it. That's your choice. Okay, now I'm just going to put glue down the 3 sides. And now I will use my regular glue because it's kind of hard to get your glue stick just to go along the edge very well. Okay. I'm just going to put a thin line once I get to start coming out. Okay, and we're just gonna put it back right to the bottom. I'm gonna kind of center it. I have a little bit of the other one on each side. You can see a little bit of color up from the bottom sheet. Get the excess glue that comes out. And we're just gonna push it down. Let's cap off our glue so it doesn't dry out on us while we're sitting here. And I am using our glitter glue. And this is a Sugar Bell icing bottle. They work really, really well. They're not real hard. Sometimes you'll see me use the glue press, which is right, I think I have it down here. Sometimes you'll see me use this. Sometimes my bottle. It just depends on what I have and what I'm doing. I'm not using glue that much, so I didn't put the glue press down here. So now we have, let me grab something. We will have a pocket for a large tag. So I want some of them. Let's do another one. Ugh. And it's not no rhyme or reason with what I choose. I just kind of look and see what's kind of on each side of it. So this one, I think I'll cover this one. It's, you know, I just kind of look at everything and kind of be like, okay, I'll like that one. I like this. I'm going to go with that. And hopefully we'll be able to save some of the butterfly. So let's go. Cut it off first. Right about there. Okay, let's see where 3.5 comes out to be. Oh, that's going to be about perfect. I'm not going to lose much at all. I'm going to get to keep my big flower piece there. And now, let's see where 5.5 is. I don't want to lose my butterfly. I want to keep my butterfly, and that looks perfect. Beautiful. I love this. And that'll get listed. Everything that I'm using will get listed. I'm going to go on this page. Okay. Fit. Perfect. Let's put another thumb pull in. I should cap this glue up. Oh no, I'm going to lose my butterfly. Let me see. Either way, I'm going to lose a part of my butterfly. I'm going to go just as small as I can go. Just going to do just a smaller. I'm not even going to go halfway. There. Then I didn't lose too much butterfly, just a tip of his wing. Okay, and then again, we're going to glue that down. Like I said, I kind of put in, when I'm working on something like right now, we're doing the large pockets, I'll do 2 or 3 of them in there. And then the same with like when we did corners, which are right here, we did the corners. I'll do 2 or 3 different pages throughout the book. And then I'll come back and see if I want some in more places later on. But I'm trying to get a variety of things in. And like I said, you can leave it plain. I got my We Are Makers thermal cinch. If you didn't see the video on that, go look for that. We are going to make a junk journal using that. We didn't make it yet. I just did the review on it not that long ago. So we will use that for a junk journal. Okay. And we're going to center it, lay it down, and just rub our little edges. Get any glue that pops out, which you know is all the time, right? Okay. And we have another one. Beautiful. I think I'll do one more. Let's go. So that's about the middle. Let's go towards the end. What do we have on the end here? We have nothing on this page. Let's go on this side and put a big pocket. And let's use, what do we have? we're going to stick with these same things. Because these will not have to be decorated much. I'll put a few little things on it. But they won't have to be decorated a whole lot. Let's take this one. And then we'll go ahead. When we come to decorate with our ephemera, we will put some things in this area. You can also leave this area for a little writing too. Okay, we should be able to cut off. I'm going to keep everything on this side and cut all that off. Okay, I'm just going to cut just a very teeny weeny on the bottom. Okay. And then let's see what we're going to lose on the top. We're going to lose a little bit of that one flower, but that's okay. Whoops, 5.5, not 4.5. That's why I'm like, you shouldn't lose that much up there. Trust me, guys, it would be the first time I cut wrong. Especially when I'm like, I'm thinking ahead on what to do next, you know. I'm not focused on the one job. Okay, this one. See, as centered as possible. Don't worry about if you're not in the middle of your paper. Just get as centered as possible. That only helps you get your little tag from inside, which will be, we will make all our tags and stuff at the very, very end. That'll be the last thing we make, our tags and our little card things and all that stuff. That'll be at the very end. I do like kind of in steps, where some people might do a whole page, make the tag, decorate everything at once. I kind of like to, you know, get all the pages done with whatever I want on them. Then I'll go back and put all the ephemera on, and then we'll work on the tags. And then I always like to leave my cover last because, you know, you're kind of abusing it a lot when you're making your book. And some people like to do their cover first. That's their choice, your choice, you know. I like to do my cover last. And we're sitting there, so it's the only thing with these bottles. They do that. I gotta fill my glue press bottle. I had to order some more glue. Glue string coming out there. Okay. Right down there to the bottom. Now we can put a large tag in, or you can put a note in there, a letter in there. And here we'll show off some tags. We may put like, you know, 3 tags in here, and you'll be able to see them. Where the big ones, you won't be able to really see the tag. So if you want something like more personal, where it's not shown as much, that's what we'll use those pockets for. There we go. So we have another pocket there now. Okay. All right. Let's get this cap back down. And then we don't need this, so we can move this out of our way. All right, what's next? We still will need our cutter. We are going to do, we did corner pockets. If I can find one quickly. We did our corner pockets somewhere in here. I want to show you guys a triple pocket, a triple corner pocket. So I want to get a couple of those in there too, because I like the triple ones. And I'm going to keep it simple. You know, there's different ways you can make them. You can fancy them up. You can take punches to the edges. We're keeping this first book simple for you guys. I'm not making it too elaborate for you guys. Okay. So first we're going to need, I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'll still use these sheets of paper that I have sitting here. Okay. And we are going to also use, I think, we may use some of them. I'm going to use this. The reason I'm using this is, I don't know if you can tell, it was cut funny. So everything's kind of crooked. I'm going to turn this into one of the corner things because I don't like it because everything was, they cut that whole page kind of funky. So we're going to utilize that. And we're going to utilize some of these. Let's go with this darker one first. Now my first, you're going to need 3 different corners for each one that we're going to make. Get this mess a little bit organized. So, okay, so we're going to need a 3 3/4 square first. So we'll cut that. 3 3/4. Three 3/4 square. Okay. Then we are going to need one that's 2 1/2. And I think I'm going to utilize this one right now. 2 1/2. And where I'm going to put it, you're not going to be able to notice as much. I want more of this green here, I think. So we got a 2 1/2 inch square. Actually, I wanted that one to be, but that's okay. We'll use this one that way. And then I think we'll take a book page for in the middle. Let me grab one of my book pages. Let's see. Nope, I think we wanted the darker ones, right? Okay, let's take a darker book page. I think we'll put that in the middle, in between, I think. Let's go with that on this one. We'll make each one a little different. So now we need a 3 inch square. And this is the same as we made these, but we're making 3 of them. Okay. Okay, let's move this off to the side. Take our book, so we know which page we want to go on. I think I'll put one towards the front. Yeah, let's put it across from there. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to fold it, all of them corner to corner. Then we're going to glue them, just like we did the other one. So just fold them corner to corner first. Okay. Okay, let's glue these down. There's one. Okay, there's one. And they're so easy to make. And you can, like I said, these corner pockets and stuff, you can make as fancy as you want. Trust me. There's so many things you can do. But I want to keep it simple this first album. Okay, and the last one. And I try not to stress too much about, like, you know, patterns, and I kind of keep my books, like this one I kept more neutral. We're not going to be using a lot of color on the pages, and then sometimes I do more colorful, which the next one I have the paper I think I want to use picked out. Okay, now let's ink these up. Get over here. All we want to do is ink up. We only have to ink up the side that's going to show. We don't have to ink up both sides. So we only have to ink up one side. This one probably doesn't need much ink because it's pretty dark already. We'll just make sure there's no white edges showing. And again, if you're not an inker, don't ink. Okay, so let's start. So now first you just want to lay your biggest one down there. And again, we're going to use our regular glue for this. And we're just going to do these two sides. I always kind of hold the side that I don't want glue on. And I'm not going to put no thumb pulls on the corner ones, because I don't usually do it. You can if you want, but I usually don't do it on my corner ones. Okay. Okay, then take our next size, and we're going to lay that right on top like that. Can you see where I'm going, guys? You can go on and on. Junk journal, honestly, could take a long time. It's how much you put into it, how much you decorate it, how much ephemera you want in it. If you want your pages decorated a lot, you know, you can go on and on forever. Okay, last one here. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying this album so far. Do you like that I put it on a separate day? So that way, if you're not an album lover at all, you don't have to watch. Okay, so now you have 3 little areas for some cute little things to tuck in. Okay, that's another one. Let's pick out another page. Oh, I forgot to, yep, no, that's right. Okay. See, I don't want this one or that one. I think we'll do this one. We have nothing there. Let's do this one. Okay, again, we got to cut some pockets here. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's go with a little lighter bottom piece. Let's go with this one. 3 1/4 square again. 3 3/4 square. 3 3/4. I think I said 3. Okay. 3 3/4. How much of this do I have? Let's take. See how this will look. Let's go with a 3 inch. So 3 inch by 3 inch on this one. Get a little color in between. Okay. And then a 2 1/2. Let's just take this little bit that we have left here. 2 1/2. I think we have 2 1/2 here. I think that was about 2. Yep, should be good. 2 1/2 inch square by 2 1/2. Okay, perfect. I like to fold mine first because I tend to get glue all over my fingers if I try to glue it and then fold it. Let's see. Shouldn't make a difference. I'm just playing with it to see how I like the color. Okay, I think that way is how I'm going to want to fold it. Not that you're going to see a lot of the color on this one because this is in between. I just want a little bit of color peeking out. I have to get a new sheet later on. Like, I can spend hours on the junk journal sometimes. Well, and to be honest, guys, my junk journal is never finished because even when I'm putting things in, whether I'm putting pictures in or whether I'm putting just writing in it, a lot of times I'm going to add things to it also. So honestly, a junk journal is just never finished until you're done putting everything inside of a junk journal that you want. All your pictures, if you're using it for like a diary type purpose, you know, maybe you just want to use it as a diary, write your thoughts down, and you like to decorate your pages. So it's not going to be done until you're done writing in it. Okay, 2 down. You know, I said I was going to try to make these videos close to 30 minutes or so. We're already at 36 minutes. It's time consuming because I'm not cutting anything out ahead of time because I want you guys to see the full process, because I'm doing this for mostly beginners who've never done a junk journal before. Okay, so then what I want to do is look at my sides and then see where I want to ink it. Okay. Good. Okay, now I think I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this side this time. So I'm going to lay this one down first. I don't want to squeeze too hard because you just want a thin bead of glue. So I'm always worried I'm going to squeeze too hard. And again, if you want a finger pull in there, you go ahead and punch one in. But I don't on these ones because I will be adding a little lace to some of them. Look at, this is what happens. You know, when you're doing this, you're going to get dirty. If you don't like it, don't do a junk journal. You get pretty dirty. Okay, I'm going to do this side. Always full of ink when I'm done with a junk journal. Okay. I know we're not going to see a lot of that one. I just wanted a little color peeking out the break up between those. So I got some color there. Find that corner. I try to wipe the ink off as quick as I can, but all right. There we go. We have another one, and we're gonna do one more because you know I do like threes, you know. So let's do one more. That one's probably gonna go towards the back. Let's see, we have that big pocket there. We have a pocket there on that side. Okay, this page has nothing, so I think I'm gonna go on this side. And let's do this one a little different. Let's see what we want to do. See what size we have here. I think I'm gonna put down this one as the big one, 3 3/4. And I'm gonna put that one down first. And then I'm just going to look at my little scraps over here. And then let's do this light one again. That one's a 3-inch. I'm going to take most of the color off of it. 3. And then I think I want color now on top. I I have this purple. Let's see if we can work that out here. So let's just get right up to there. And then we'll go, this one's supposed to be 2.5. Let's cut a little bit more of that off. And go 2.5. By 2.5. I'm going to get most of the purple here. Okay. I think we'll go with that. Okay. That's just the plain one I went with. And then the purple. I think we'll go this way, so we'll get most of the purple on that top layer. I mean, it's a really light purple, but you can see it. Okay, now we need to glue them together again. You don't have to use a double. These are so thin. That's why I'm using a double layer. If you're using like a little bit more heavy, like a cardstock, then you only need to cut a triangle. But because I'm using such thin paper, that is why I am folding it like that. But you don't have to do it. But then again, sometimes it's, you know, easier. I like to give my pockets strength. But if you're doing cardstock, just go ahead and make yourself the square and then cut it down, and then you have enough for 2 pockets. Pull that back up because I just laid it down crooked. Keep some wet wipes near you because you start getting a little sticky after a while. One more. Okay, let's wipe a little bit, and then we will go ahead and ink. Doesn't really matter on this one because most of that's going to be covered, so it really doesn't matter what's showing. Okay, and the last one. It is a time-consuming journal, so if you're one that doesn't like to take a lot of time to do something, this really is not for you. Okay, we're gonna put it here. I don't mind doing it. Usually, here's my thing, okay? I'm doing this on video for you guys, okay? So I am doing it more regularly. Normally when I have a junk journal, I may do a little bit in it. A few months later, I might come back at it. It's not something I work on all the time because to me, a junk journal is a little different for me because it's not, I don't give too many of my junk journals out. I give mostly all my albums out. A lot of people don't understand junk journals. I mostly do albums, which I will be doing another album after this junk journal is done. We'll get to another album. But a lot of people don't like junk journals. They don't understand junk journals. So I don't do a lot of them. I do them more just for myself. Okay, get those corners to go down. But I'm doing this, I've had requests for junk journals. I do take requests. If you have anything you want me to make, just leave it down in the comments in any video. and I will do my best to fulfill that request. And the last one. And then we are going to end here today because we're at 45 minutes. I know I have a few viewers that like long videos, and I have viewers that like short videos. That is why the albums are on a different day. And they're going to be longer. It's just, there's no way around an album when you're making albums to make them short. Okay, so I'm got another. That's just a different way of making, you know, adding something. Look how that changes compared to, let's go find just my single pot one. See that corner? And then you have that corner. Already you've got some, you know, decoration on it, some different look to it. It's not just totally plain, but yet you have a functional working pockets here. And then we'll just put stuff up here. I'm going to put some lace on the pockets. So let's see where we're at so far. So we got, I think what we're going to do, guys, is, this is part 3, why I'm showing it through you. I think we are going to go ahead and start decorating next week. And if we come across a spot where I want to put another something on a page, we will do that. But you guys probably want to get to some more of the decorating. You don't need to decorate every page. You can leave some of them. Like here, you might want to put a picture and then write about it on the back. So you want to leave, if you're one that puts pictures in your junk journals, you're going to want to leave some spots for that. If you're one that just writes and puts little notes in it, then it doesn't really matter so much, right? You might just want a lot of pockets. So this is our middle. Then we have all the pockets. And then we have our big pockets for our big tags. And we have another pull out there, which will be decorating all that. Tries. And then we're going to end. So we'll end here today. And look at that. We put all that stuff in there. It still didn't even make it that fat. Look at, like, if you like a really chunky journal, we're still not even near chunky yet. That's where we're at so far. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. And as always, I will see you next week with part 4. Bye, guys.